16代目のクラウン、日本の歴史に重ね合わせれば、それは明治維新です。ご覧ください。新しい時代の幕開けです。
The U.S. market for hydrogen fuel cell cars continued to grow in the most recent quarter, and it may be on track to have its greatest year ever. 966 new hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, also known as FCVs or FCEVs, were sold in the United States during the third quarter of 2023, up 531% from a low base of 153 units the previous year, according to data from the Hydrogen Fuel Cell Partnership. The FCV sales statistics for the Hydrogen Fuel Cell Partnership are provided by Baum & Associates. Sales data is based on car sales sold by a dealer to a retail or fleet customer. This result comes on top of the Q2 record of 1,076 units, which is an interesting and even surprising result, considering that the number of available car models actually decreased and there is not much progress in terms of refueling infrastructure. The Toyota Mirai, which reported 882 sales during the quarter, up 1,016% year-over-year, presently dominates the FCV sector. The Hyundai Nexo, on the other hand, seems to be waning, 68 units in Q3. A few years ago, certain models like the Honda Clarity Fuel Cell were withdrawn from production. Car sales powered by hydrogen in Q3 of 2023 year-over-year change. 966 in total, up 531%. Toyota Mirai, 882, a 1,016% increase. Hyundai Nexo, 68, an 8% decrease. Over 2,700 new FCVs were sold in the first 9 months of this year, a 39% increase over the same period last year. Sales of hydrogen-powered vehicles in Q1 to Q3 of 2023 year-over-year change, 2,767 in total, up 39%. Manufacturers reported sales of hydrogen-powered cars in Q1 to Q3 of 2023 year-over-year change, 2,604 Toyota Mirai, up 81%, Hyundai Nexo, 173, a 50% decrease. As a point of comparison, 2022 saw over 2,707 FCEV sales, a 19% decrease from the previous year. This suggests that this year will surpass 2022. At the conclusion of the quarter, the total cumulative sales of FCVs were over 17,700, a 25% increase over the same period last year. This figure comprises over 14,000 Toyota Mirais. There's a good likelihood that the 20,000th hydrogen fuel cell vehicle will be delivered in 2025, but given the incentives for hydrogen and more than 10 years of sales, that's not really cause for celebration. There were 55 operational retail hydrogen stations in California as of October 25, 2023. After dividing cumulative sales by the total number of open retail stations, a fast calculation shows that there are 322 automobiles per single station. However, it's less because of the older vehicles that are no longer in use. The information presents a number of intriguing patterns and observations about the hydrogen fuel cell vehicle (FCV) industry, especially in California. The FCV market is expanding at a rate that is far higher than average, but it is important to understand that this is because the beginning base was extremely low. In comparison to the larger electric vehicle EV market, a mere few hundred vehicles can indicate a significant percentage rise, which puts the numbers into perspective. The success of the Toyota Mirai and Toyota's dedication to hydrogen fuel cell technology are the main factors contributing to the rise in sales of FCVs. The company's robust brand and track record of dependability are perhaps what makes Mirai so dominant. Nonetheless, the instability of the market is shown by its dependence on a single model or producer. The absence of a convenient, broad refueling infrastructure severely restricts the expansion of FCVs. In comparison to both EVs and conventional internal combustion cars, the FCV market is modest. Registrations for all-electric vehicles are significantly higher, according to these statistics. This disparity is probably caused by a number of things, such as the more sophisticated EV charging infrastructure, a wider range of models, and the steadily declining cost of battery technology. Other than Toyota, no manufacturer has demonstrated a significant commitment to the market, as seen by the withdrawal of some models, such as the Honda Clarity Fuel Cell, the increased expenses of creating and manufacturing FCVs, difficulties with infrastructure, and fierce competition from EVs might all be contributing factors to this predicament. While it's meaningful to attain the 20,000 FCV milestone by 2025, given the amount of time and money invested in this technology, including incentives, it is also a little disappointing. Future advancements in infrastructure and technology, however, could hasten the deployment of FCVs. Although California's FCV industry is expanding, it is still very small, particularly in comparison to the state's EV sector. Important obstacles include the absence of a large selection of vehicles, the rivalry from more established vehicle technologies, and the difficulties with the infrastructure. Several factors like technological breakthroughs, market strategies by manufacturers, and maybe wider environmental and political issues such as how green hydrogen production can become, will determine if FCVs can overcome these obstacles. When Toyota CEO Koji Sato took the stage to reaffirm the company's unshakable belief that hydrogen-powered cars will eventually outperform electric vehicles, he made a daring and possibly revolutionary disclosure. This move is being made at a time when the global auto industry is finding it difficult to transition from fossil fuels to more environmentally friendly options, and it appears that electric vehicles are winning the race. In this high-stakes world of automotive innovation, Toyota appears to be playing a well-planned game. They are still heavily investing in hydrogen technology, despite the fact that they are not new to the electric car market. They were successful with hybrid models like the Prius and more recently, the bZ4X EV series. According to Toyota CEO Sato, EVs and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles will coexist and complement one another in the future, meeting different needs and market niches. Hydrogen technology development is not limited to specific industries. Nations everywhere are beginning to recognize the potential of hydrogen as a fuel. Countries like Japan and Germany are investing heavily in infrastructure development to facilitate the growth of hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. This entails installing hydrogen refueling stations and creating laws that encourage the production of hydrogen from renewable sources. However, Sato's version of hydrogen dominance is not without its challenges. The cost of creating green hydrogen remains unaffordable, and the infrastructure required for its widespread adoption is still in its early stages. Governments and industry players would need to work together to tackle these challenges. Companies everywhere are beginning to examine Toyota's strategy and envision a market brimming with hydrogen-powered alternatives for everything from large trucks to little automobiles. In the industry, collaboration has also clearly increased. Toyota has established connections with many organizations, including governmental bodies, educational establishments, and other industry players to foster an environment that is conducive to the progress of hydrogen technology. These collaborations provide avenues for the exchange of resources and knowledge, fostering an atmosphere that might be vital to advancing the hydrogen revolution. Sato also emphasizes the significance of information in shaping consumers' perceptions of products. Toyota is regarded as a pioneer in the field, so the car industry may benefit more broadly from its continued attention to hydrogen. To become carbon neutral, Toyota will eventually need to find a balance between the development of electric vehicles and its focus on hydrogen fuel cell technology. That's it, guys. Share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe to our channel for more info.